The live cold call approach. Why don't you cold call live in front of your team? Hi guys, my name's Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl Lemon Sales. We're a sales training and development agency based in the UK as well as the USA and serving clients worldwide. And here today in day number 30 of 119 days of cold calling training, we're here to talk about the live cold call approach. But before we get into it, if you want to get a link to the additional 17 strategies not shared in this training, then feel free to just click the link in the description below to go ahead and get access to it. So how many of you folks out there at whatever stage of your career that you're at have logged in hours of live cold calling? Okay. I find it incredible the lack of abundance of evidence that demonstrates that there's people that are used to calling in front of others. Okay. And it's something that if you've grown up in an environment where and to be clear, you may be in an office environment where you're placing calls in earshot of other people and they can listen into parts of it, but that's quite different to you cold calling and you have an audience who are specifically listening into the calls that you place. Okay, so at Pearl Lemon Sales, we're largely a remote team, so the opportunities to do this only come by way of screen shares effectively, whether it's on Zoom, Meet, Teams, or any other platform that you use. And it's such a powerful way to improve your cold calls out of the gate. Why? Because you get really bloody nervous when you do it. And that's a powerful thing because it's a reflection of any of those moments where you come across an objection that you've not come across before, where the USP that you thought you had wasn't actually a USP, where after 17 or 70 or 700 no pickups, you get through to the managing director of an incredible company and you've got your one shot. How do you maintain your composure in those elements? And how do you prep for that moment? Live cold calls are a great way to do it, especially if you're doing your live cold calls around someone who's effectively your superior. So in my instance at Pearl Lemon Sales, back before we were doing the sales training, we were specifically focused on lead generation, but doing and placing cold calls for our clients. And in the early days, I would literally invite our clients to come onto a Zoom screen share and listen to me cold call in front of them so they could give me live and critical feedback of my calls as to how they were going. And guys, I'll be honest with you, it's I got super nervous about it. I got anxiety walking into the call. My heart would flutter, especially doing it in front of guys who are sales guys that have done their own cold calls, have got a sense of what a good cold call should look like. And it really resets your bar of comfort and what you're comfortable with. And that's really the key that you're trying to extract from those actual calls, to be honest with you, because it's the extreme endpoint in a way of nerves. Okay. I've seen the new guys that come onto our team, the new guys and gals that come onto our team, we put them through live cold calling sessions. They get very nervous at the beginning, but they don't realize the skill that they're acquiring because there's so many sales professionals out there, or so-called sales professionals out there, that will never live cold call in front of you, and then you don't really know what's going on. Okay. Now the second element of this shared environment is that there's so many opportunities for instantly actionable feedback. So at the end of each call, typically, I would, when I'm listening to one of my teams, say, stop, tweak this, tweak that, tweak this. They go again, stop, tweak this. It's as you'd exactly expect of a live training environment that I say it's a live training environment. It's also a live actual service delivery environment. But the iterative approach to it means that you get an opportunity to immediately improve, and the difference that can make in terms of the call quality of your sales team, of your sales reps, of whatever team you're working with across the course of a 30-minute live cold calling session, especially if you integrate it on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, depending upon how far the actual team needs support, how far that individual needs support, and how much of a return you're getting from that engagement can determine how often you want to do it. But I mean, it's a super quick way to drive value in terms of getting better cold calls. The other element to it, or the other element of it also, is that you'll just catch things that you wouldn't otherwise. So a good example of what I mean by catch things is when you share screens, you see how someone navigates around their actual screen. When you look over someone's shoulder, you see where is their mouse cursor pointing? How are they researching the prospect in real time when the prospect says something that you know is going to be unfamiliar to the actual sales agent? What tabs are they opening? What what website URLs are they going to? Does it load quickly in time? How quickly do they action the information that's in front of them? There's all of these ultimately opportunities that open up for you to investigate, because oftentimes the reason, and that's what doesn't get captured when you just listen back to a cold call. When you watch someone live cold call, you get the live training environment because you're seeing what they're Googling whilst they're talking to the prospect. You can see what company research they're doing while they're talking to the prospect. Are they looking up the LinkedIn company page? Are they looking at the company's financial statements? Are they looking at the company's About Us, Meet the Team page? Are they looking at news reports that are in the news? What time allowance do they have to do some of that research whilst they're on the call? And we'll talk about basically research because it's a big old area. But fundamentally, live cold calls offer so much opportunity that it should be a mandatory part of how you train all of your sales team. There you have it, guys, the live cold call approach.
Remember, we've got 17 gated strategies just waiting for you. All you need to do is bing, subscribe, as well as click the link in the description below to get access to those 17. Get some.